Michael Patrick Shields is on the air.
Good morning, world.
Good morning, Michigan. A very pleasant Tuesday to you. Michael Patrick Shields heard all across the state of Michigan. And maybe you're a little bleary-eyed because you stayed up late watching the NCAA championship game. Or maybe you gave up on it. Here is the final call if you made it to the end of the 2011 NCAA Tournament Championship basketball game.
UConn's celebration begins. Jeremy Lamb, UConn, and the Huskies are the national champions. Houston's champion is also Connecticut's champion. The UConn Huskies are the top dog in the 2011 Final Four.
Top dog because it was the Huskies versus the Bulldogs, and Connecticut is celebrating its third men's basketball championship. Kemba Walker scored 16 points, got 9 rebounds. It was a 53-41 win over Butler in a game that a lot of people are calling a real dog. So Butler goes 2 times now to the national game, comes away denied. We'll talk to Chris Gall, who is a Butler grad who watched the game yesterday at Hinkle Fieldhouse at Butler in Indianapolis, and he'll give us the reaction there of what was going on. We're going to give you a chance later this morning, in about an hour from now, to win an energy audit from American Metal Roofs. What will happen is they will come to your house and spend about an hour and a half, and they will tell you where you are losing heat or air conditioning. In other words, it's a simple little check, and they'll be able to tell you where you're losing, where you drafts and that sort of thing. And in theory, it's possible that you could save up to 50% on your heating or air conditioning bills just by taking the advice that they give you. So that'll be in less than an hour. How are we going to do that? Well, here I'm going to tell you how we're going to do it. Gary Austin, the anchorman, are you listening with us this morning?
I sure am.
Newsweek magazine, right. The latest issue, on the top says, "How ignorant are you?" Now, I'm curious about that when I see that in a magazine, right?
Well, it gets your attention.
Right. So I turn to page 58, and here's the answer to the question, how ignorant are you? They have a test, and it says, "Ignorant America, how dumb are we?" Newsweek gave 1,000 Americans the U.S. citizenship test. Okay? 38% failed. These are people who are already citizens. And the article says the country's future is imperiled by our ignorance. So they give you the quiz in the magazine. It's called What We Don't Know. And it's 25 questions. And it tells you the percentage of people who got the answers right and wrong. So I thought we'd go through question by question in about an hour. Rather than embarrass anyone, I would like to take listener calls, and we'll give you one shot, one question. If you get it right, we will put you in the hopper to win the energy audit and send you a copy of the book, Invite Yourself to the Party, my book. I don't want to give the test to someone on the air because, it potentially could be embarrassing. I will tell you that out of 25 questions, I got 19 right when I took the test myself. Now, is that good enough? I don't know. Kind of embarrassing that there were 6 questions I didn't know about our own country. But so at just after 7, we'll start taking calls at 888-900-9966. We'll give you a chance to answer one of these questions. So 25 people will get a chance to win this energy audit, which is valued at about $300. And these come from the citizenship test. Straight from them. They're not trick questions. Very simple. Okay? So we'll do that next hour. We'll have a little fun with that. 11 minutes after the hour at 888-900-9966 in the American Metal Roof studio. You can find them and learn more about that energy audit, by the way, at AmericanMetalRoofs.com. The president has invited congressional leaders to the White House today for budget talks, but you know what we're hearing, Gary Austin? That might be all fine and good, and they might go over there and have a Stroh's or whatever, or maybe some tea and crumpets. But John Boehner, the House Speaker, is telling fellow Republicans to prepare for a government shutdown. The temporary funding measure ends at midnight on Friday. So will they avoid a shutdown? The president says, let's get together. John Boehner says, get ready for a shutdown. The Dow
Republicans, they are really holding fast on this. And here Republicans say it. They say, we're in office because of the Republican tsunami in the last election. And if we do anything different, if we break from the promises we made to the American people that got us here in the first place, it would be disingenuous. So they have every intention. Politically, I don't know how this is going to shake out in the end. But I tell you what, I think there's a real good chance before long government could shut down unless both sides try to work things out. But we're hearing Democrats, they're holding firm. And Republicans, they're not going to budge either. So there could be a showdown here. We'll see.
The Dow was up 23 points. The S&P gained less than half a point. And the NASDAQ lost less than half a point yesterday. And trading on the market, Sbarro is seeking bankruptcy protection, Chapter 11, the pizza chain that you see in the malls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I also saw yesterday that McDonald's is suddenly going to hire something like 60,000 people.
Yeah, they want to do this in one day.
Isn't that something?
Well, so many McDonald's restaurants now are going 24 hours. They need all these people. So, yeah, that's a lot of folks. Average pay about $8 an hour. And this will be managers, and all on down. They want the full slate here. And so if you're interested, if you want to get into the fast food industry, you're looking for a job, yeah, McDonald's for sure. They're looking to beef up the workforce there.
I think it's April 19th or something like that.
Yeah.
They're going to hire 60,000 people. That comes out to about 4 or 5 a store, as I understand it.
Yeah,
something like that.
That's considerable. Yeah.
So Sbarro's not doing so good with the pizza. They have $200 million in debt, but McDonald's is starting to turn around again now that the recession seems to be working its way out of the system. So if you're looking for a gig in management or otherwise, McDonald's is going to be doing it in middle of April. Katie Couric is losing a job. She's going to step down as the anchor of the CBS Evening News. Now she's making comments about it. And she told the New York Times that if she could have it to do over again, she probably would have given the people what they were used to and then tinkered with the format a little bit. In other words, remember she came on a little bit different. She came on a little soft, and maybe people weren't quite ready for that in the anchor chair. And so I think she's kind of admitting that it didn't quite take.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, you don't try something right out of the gate thinking it's going to fail. So at the time, Katie Couric obviously and those at the network figured, okay, we can make this work, but it's the way it goes. So we'll see. I'm sure if she does leave this gig, if she wants to get back into reporting somewhere, I'm sure there's no shortage of opportunities for Katie Couric in this industry.
Hey, we don't usually mention men when it's their birthday because we usually only mention the birthday of beautiful women, but Max Gale is 68 today. Remember him from the show Barney Miller?
Oh.
What was it? Wojo. That was his name on the show Barney Miller.
Yeah, right.
And the reason I mention it is because he's originally from Detroit, and his sister is Emily Gale, who used to have that campaign, Say Nice Things About Detroit.
Oh, very good.
Stand up and tell them you're from Detroit, and now she lives in Hawaii, but she gets back very often, and she'd be aghast to see what went on with Charlie Sheen now. His tour is going to continue through the U.S., started in Detroit, went on to Chicago, and now is in Cleveland, I guess, tonight. And so
winning.
Yeah, the 2.5 Men star is going to be at the Playhouse Square Theater there, and he's going to keep trying. He got booed in Detroit.
I heard something. He was so distraught at the way he was treated. He said he was thinking about just walking out of there and walking home.
He did. Oh, he walked out early. The show ended early.
He did that. I guess he's, he's getting a lot of attention for this, that's for sure. This news update is service of our friends at American Metal Roofs. You'll never have to worry about the weather again with a beautiful guaranteed American Metal Roof. Learn more. Check out this website. Terrific photos and all. AmericanMetalRoofs.com. AmericanMetalRoofs.com. And you can call them, too, at 877-569-4700. 877-569-4700.
What's going on in the world?
This is interesting. And you knew this survey was going to happen, and it has. And here's what we know. Most in our country are confident about the safety of our nuclear power plants. New Gallup survey just out shows 58% say U.S. nuclear power is safe, but 36% think these plants around here are not safe. 6% had no opinion. Of course, this is the first really in-depth survey of its kind in the aftermath of that terrible situation in Japan, the earthquake, tsunami, and that Fukushima plant and all the damage done there. Got a new report out here. Hard work won't kill you. We've heard that before, right? We got a new study says, well, you better think twice about that. Listen, work 11 hours a day, all right? Really work hard at your job, and you increase the risk of heart disease by 2/3 compared to those who work 8 hours a day. So that's what this new study says. However, long hours may just be a contributing factor. The study adds work habits, whether or not you smoke, if you have unhealthy eating habits and that sort of thing, not enough exercise, or other factors that have to be taken into account as well. When it comes to jobs, you've got some new data out from the U of M, and this is encouraging. Employers in the state are going to be adding thousands of more jobs than expected this year. The study indicates nearly 65,000 jobs will be added this year in this state, more than 61,000 next year. The numbers are nearly 10 times higher than what the university experts had projected late last year. So as the year moves along, this economic recovery, we'll see how things shake out. And I don't know about you, Michael Patrick. I don't know. I'm not ready to throw it in yet, but I'm a little concerned about our Detroit Tigers. A rough start. They're 1-3, and they the Baltimore Orioles beat them yesterday 5-1.
The Orioles are undefeated, though. I mean, they're no slouch.
Tough team. Yep.
Is Betsy DeVos going to run for United States Senate? We'll ask John Truscott when we get back in 4 minutes. More news here in our American Metal Roof studio. It's Michael Patrick Shields. Don't forget, 1 hour from now, the quiz. Don't forget, 1 hour from now, you'll be able to answer the question, how ignorant are you? Newsweek magazine's latest issue asks the question, how ignorant are you? And let's show them that we're not ignorant. We'll be able to do that right here on the air. The article that they're talking about is How Dumb Are We? Newsweek gave 1,000 Americans the citizenship test, and 38% of the people who took it failed. These are citizens currently, not people who want to be citizens. So we're going to give you 25 questions that are in the magazine, and the headline is What We Don't Know. So they're really taking a crack at us. So we'll give you a chance in less than an hour to answer some of these questions, and what we will do is we will give the winner, you get one shot, and if you get your question right, we'll put you in the hopper for a free energy audit at your home from American Metal Roofs, and they'll come and spend about an hour and a half and tell you where all the air is leaking out and how you can save about 50% on your energy bills. We'll also send you a copy of Invite Yourself to the Party, my book, which is available at inviteyourselftotheparty.com or amazon.com, and it's on Kindle now, too. So here's the phone number you want to call at about 10 after 7. Call 888-900-9966. Less than an hour from now, about 50 minutes, 888-900-9966. And if you just want to play along, we're talking about a simple, non-trick question. And I'll even be able to tell you, when you take the question, what percentage of people got it right and wrong. So don't worry about it. We'll use only your first name in case you get it wrong. And we're not going to embarrass anybody. It's just going to be interesting and fun. And that's in 50 minutes at 888-900-9966. And we'll start with folks around here, too. Gary Austin will get a shot, and Amanda Wall and Rachel Chavez will get a shot, too, at answering a question from the citizen test. That's all. The Federal Aviation Administration is directing air carriers to inspect 175 older Boeing 737s following the Southwest Airlines mid-air scare last Friday when a hole blew through the roof in the cabin of a 15-year-old plane. That doesn't sound very old for an airplane. And so they're going to have a look at these planes that have taken off and landed more than 30,000 times, because there could be a problem with the lap joints on 737s, and that's the 300, the 400, and the 500. But I defy you, the next time you get onto an airplane, to not stare at the ceiling the whole time and say, well, there's a crack. Hold on. I mean, you're going to keep your seatbelt on for sure, aren't you? Feelers have been sent. That's probably not the right word. Inquiries have been made to the wife of Dick DeVos, Betsy DeVos, who was once the Republican Party chair in Michigan, as to whether she might be interested in running against United States Senator Debbie Stabenow. Ed Sarpolis, the founder of Target Insights, who usually has his finger on the pulse of all things political, is on the other end of our line bright and early this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Trying to stay on the pulse.
Doing the best we can. What do you think? Does Betsy DeVos have any interest? And if she did, would she be a viable candidate against Senator Stabenow?
Well, the question is why would you want to go through the whole attack phase of this? I mean, obviously she's the original Tea Party person in the state of Michigan from the very beginning when she was party chair. Very boisterous, always in a combative mode with Mark Brewer, the state Democratic Party chair. The question is that could she run? Yes. Does she have the money to run? Yes. But the question would be, does she want to go through all that abuse? Because she's going to have to shed everything that happened during her husband's race for governor. Mm-hmm. And that's a lot of attacks it's going to happen. And number three, I think more importantly, is what's the mood of the state? If the mood is that Governor Snyder is still, basically not sharing the pain, she's going to have to run on his record. So the economy has to improve too next year to make it viable.
Dick DeVos spent $35 million, I guess, of the family money to run for governor, and the two of them were devastated I think that's fair to say by the defeat to Governor Granholm and the reelect there. And so much so that Dick DeVos, probably, if there hadn't been Rick Snyder, Dick DeVos probably could have won, maybe could have won because he was cut from the same mold. And they decided not to run again, not to go through it again. So what you're saying is, why would she want to do that?
Why would you want to do that? Well, now, obviously, this has been a passion of hers. Politics has always been a passion of hers. The question is that if this is something to complete her career cycle as a woman, her goals that she's wanted to achieve in her life, that she may do it. But the same token, as Haley Barbour's wife said the other day, it's scary out there.
Did she say that? Is he...
About her husband running for president, yeah.
Yeah, because he's thinking about doing it, right?
Yes, for president, not for governor, but for president. Yeah, so the point being the fact is, does she want to go through the abuse and running against Debbie Stabenow for U.S. Senate? Is she capable? She has the money, yes. She knows politics. She's the original Tea Party person. She'll be out there stumping, but the abuse would be kind of hard. And does she want to put herself and her family? Remember, her family talked him out of running again, so...
We talked to former Congressman Hoekstra about a week ago, and he was on vacation, and he said, I'm going to decide whether I'm going to run for Senate or not in about 2 weeks. I don't think there's been any official word yet, but this story that I'm reading from MERS News says that he's prepared to drop out of the race. Have you heard anything?
That's the same rumors I've been hearing. The question is that, he's found a job, he's got something doing. The question is that, remember how difficult he had raising money just to run for governor. Mm. He's going to have to raise significantly more money to run for U.S. Senate. And if he doesn't do that, then the question would be is that he could be beat in a primary again because someone else would get into the race. And so I think he's weighing those options right now.
Senator Stabenow is very good at raising money, is she not?
Yes, she is. And she's already started early. She's building a war chest. And she's a likable person. Her numbers always have been down early on. She always comes out and wins. And remember, she was down 6 points the final 2 weeks prior to Spence Abraham's, lost to her in 2000, and she came back very strong. So it's going to be a mood of the election. It's going to determine Debbie Stabenow's race. There's a mood about the president, the mood about Rick Snyder and his sharing the pain, and if she runs independent of both of those, she'll be hard to beat.
I got the idea that Terry Lynn Land is waiting to see what Pete Hoekstra does before she decides. She's saying she'd like to make a decision before September, so she's given it a lot more time than Congressman Hoekstra. Is she the front runner if Hoekstra doesn't run and Betsy DeVos doesn't run?
Well, the question with Terry Lynn Land is that she's a front runner because of name recognition and a very likable person. And I've spent many hours talking with her and working over the years. The question would be, does she have the heart and soul in it? Because remember, she had been talked about running for governor, and she backed out. Mm-hmm. She was offered an opportunity to run in 2 different congressional seats, and she backed out. So the question is, she's talked many times about getting into different races, but then in the end she backs out. So is she front runner in the polls? Probably so. Passion, I don't know yet.
Yeah, it's strange because she ran all over the state running as a potential lieutenant governor to Mike Bouchard when she could have run for Congress.
Oh, yes. Remember, she had 2 choices. She had homes in both congressional districts, wow. Hoekstra's district and Vern Adler's district. So she had a choice. She could have ran in either one of those. And she chose not, and she came on. Originally was going to go running. Remember, the polls originally showed her as the top candidate for governor, and she backed out, and as lieutenant governor, she backed out. So the question for me is she talks a lot about this, but in the end, she backed out. The same thing with Candace Miller over the years, is that she's talked about this and that, but in the end, is the passion there? We won't know that now, probably till September.
Well, in this day and age of politics, when the president's already made an announcement yesterday that he's going to run for re-election, you got to get in early, don't you, or do you?
Oh, well, you have to get in, maybe not visible saying I'm running, but you have to start running early on with the money and testing the water, seeing the kind of abuse that you're going to take. Newt Gingrich is testing the water. Well, look at all the attacks he already has, or Mitt Romney's going through. So you get in early, yes, for money, to build a base support, but the same token, to test the waters to see what kind of assault can be done on you. And, Terry Lynn Land has to weigh those options, because this is hard not only on you as a candidate, but also on your family these days.
All right. Well, thanks for the quick call this morning. Please keep in close touch, and we'll see you soon.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Ed Sarpolis, the founder of Target Insights, who always seems to know what's going on behind the scenes in politics. In the aftermath of last month's earthquake, Japanese car makers' inventories may dwindle to half of expected levels, and with gas prices at nearly $4 a gallon, seems like small cars are going to be at a premium, and low inventories could send people to Ford, General Motors, Chrysler, and Hyundai. Tighter small car supplies also mean higher prices for those vehicles like the Ford Focus and the Chevy Cruze and the other compacts. So we'll talk with Cheryl Freeborough from Hyundai of Lansing coming up shortly and see what happens next. Is it going to be very tough to get a small car when we need them most when the gas prices are high? Ford is already hiking the price on the 2011 models by $117 because of the price of raw materials. They'd previously upped the prices on this year's vehicles by $130, so the price of a car is going up. Toyota's raising the price too. New data from the University of Michigan shows employers in the state are going to be adding thousands more jobs than expected this year. The study indicates that 65,000 jobs are going to be added and more than 61,000 next year. That's 10 times higher than the university had projected for this year back in November. So there is robust job growth, and how about that? That's good news, telling us something good here. Not so good for the great-great-granddaughter of Henry Ford. She's facing drunk driving charges. 44-year-old Elena Ford expected in court today after being arrested in Ferndale Sunday night. It can happen to anyone. In addition to the drunk driving charge, she's charged with child endangerment because her son was in the vehicle. She is Ford's Director of Global Marketing, Sales, and Service. And we'll talk with Ann Doyle from Ann Doyle Strategies coming up shortly, too, because after all, she worked for the Ford Motor Company, probably knew Elena Ford. That's a very mean and ugly setback for Elena. Hundreds of new jobs coming to West Michigan, too. LG Chem announced yesterday plans to fill 100 positions at its new battery plant in Holland. They're going to have a job fair. It's going to be April 26th, and most of the jobs are production positions, and they pay about $19 an hour. McDonald's, as you heard earlier, planning a national hiring day on April 19th. They're going to fill over 500 positions alone in West Michigan, but 60,000 positions, we understand. 60,000 positions nationwide, all in one day. That's about 5 a store wherever you may be listening to us right now. Stephen Goulds, who led the AARP for the last 11 years, died early Monday in his Okemos home after a lengthy illness. Prior to joining the AARP, Goulds was the communications director for the Michigan Democratic Party, and he held senior management positions with candidates and elected officials, including Senator Stabenow and others, and we give our condolences to his family and friends. Big box stores may be able to sell illegal fireworks. There's a new legislation being crafted by Representative Harold Haw of Roseville. He's a Democrat there. Last year, you remember the idea of selling illegal fireworks, making them legal, essentially, fizzled in the Senate after it passed the House, mainly because the Michigan Retailers Association led a charge against the bill. But here it comes again, just in time for summer. Could we have illegal fireworks made legal in time to celebrate the 4th of July, presumably safely? And would the biggest box stores lead the charge? It's 35 minutes after the hour. Michael Patrick Shields. We're going to give you the full sports story and the way that you can get to the Masters as soon as we get back. Stay tuned. All of that news in 4 minutes. It's Michael Patrick Shields. You'll be able to get tickets to the Masters, or at least apply for them online now. This is a major development for the Augusta National Golf Club. They're going to offer public tickets. You're going to be able to get them to the 2012 Masters, not this year. It's the first time since 1971 that badges are going to be available to the general public outside of a waiting list. Daily tickets and tickets to the practice rounds are going to be available through an online application process, and the Masters chairman, Billy Payne, says the online system is going to make the process safe and convenient for people who are interested in buying tickets. So I presume because of the huge demand that it would still be sort of a lottery situation, but at least they're taking applications. For the longest time, there was no way because the waiting list was too long, so you'll be able to do that online. Tigers are 1-3 now in the new season. They lost the first game of a 3-game set yesterday. The Baltimore Orioles, Rick Porcello was charged with the loss. He gave up 5 runs on 9 hits. Verlander will be on the hill for Detroit tomorrow when they resume hostilities, and then opening day will be this Friday at Comerica Park in Detroit, and we'll be celebrating that, you can be sure. Phil Koch, his time as a reliever just about over. I heard Tim Stout yesterday, he prefers Pepsi. And he'll be in the bullpen during the opening. He was in the bullpen, came out of the bullpen during the opening series against New York. He's going to maybe have a little bit of action against Baltimore, but then he'll go back into the starting lineup. That'll be Saturday against the Kansas City Royals in Detroit. Dennis Rodman had his jersey retired by the Pistons last week and is now going to the Basketball Hall of Fame. They called him the Worm, remember? 5 NBA titles, 2 with Detroit, 3 with Chicago, 11,954 rebounds in that career. The Pistons are back on the court tonight in Washington, D.C. to take on the Wizards. They're in 4th place in the Central Division, 26-50 on the season, and a bummer of a year for the Pistons. Virginia Commonwealth has given its men's head basketball coach Shaka Smart an 8-year contract. He's the one who guided the team to the Final Four in his second season after everybody said they shouldn't even be in the tournament. Gets a nice 8-year contract as a reward. And the women will play for the championship tonight of basketball. That's in Indianapolis. Notre Dame will face Texas A&M in a battle of number 2 seeds. First time in history at the women's NCAA tournament, there was no number 1 seed. That'll be tonight. And last night, Kemba Walker scored 16 points. Connecticut beats Butler 53-41 to win the NCAA tournament. Jeremy Lamb had 12 points. Huskies have now claimed their 3rd national championship. And the Bulldogs, who were back in the title game for the 2nd straight year, were looking for their very first championship, and it didn't happen. They shot only 18.8% from the floor, losing the title game for the 2nd straight year. We'll talk with Chris Gall a little bit later. He was on campus at Butler yesterday watching the game. But the one shining moment goes to the Connecticut Huskies yesterday.
UConn's celebration begins. Jeremy Lamb, UConn, and the Huskies are the national champions. Houston's champion is also Connecticut's champion. The UConn Huskies are the top dog in the 2011 Final Four.
The time is short, the road is long. In the blinking of an eye, all that moment's gone.
It's all right. I feel weak right now. Sorry I can't talk, but I'm excited. You know, there's nothing more to say. It's a dream come true.
I was proud of our guys. I thought we got decent looks in the second half. We just missed quite a few, and credit UConn for defending the way they do.
Butler, discount to score, gave us everything that we could handle. It was as tough a physical game. We were up 10 points, and it still seemed like we're up 1. I mean, Brad's done an incredible job. Their kids really compete. They're a magnificent opponent. We just happened to be a little better tonight.
Win or lose, you always did your best, 'cause inside you knew that one shining moment you reached for the sky.
They're a great team, great defensive team. They did a great job of contesting every shot. They just went following today.
In the beginning of the season, we was hearing a lot of negativity. Too young. All we have is Kemba Walker. No true post presence. But with this team, we just worked hard.
And can you believe that already the new preseason poll is out for next year for 2011-2012, and the Connecticut Huskies are picked 10th in that poll. They say Kemba Walker is as good as gone. Butler, by the way, in the new poll is all the way down at 24th. And the University of Michigan Wolverines, number 9 in that new poll. Michigan State not in the top 25. They say if Darius Morris leaves the University of Michigan, it will be a huge blow, but they expect him to stay. And they could be headed to their first Final Four since 1993, also in New Orleans. That's according to the new top 25 preseason poll. Oh, who's number 1? North Carolina is number 1. Ohio State number 4. If you're interested, Duke number 6, and so forth. That's Michael Patrick Shields on Tuesday. Yeah, well, speaking of having your foot on the gas, Looks like the Hyundai Corporation really has its foot on the gas. As I understand, in March, record sales. Cheryl Freeborough from Hyundai of Lansing has spent the better part
Good
of her life.
morning, Michael Patrick. Nice to talk to you.
You
Pretty
too.
exciting.
Is that true? You've got the sales record all time for Hyundai?
Yeah, 32% high. Last year we sold 47,000 vehicles. This year it was 61,873.
61,873.
From 47,000 to 61,873.
Yeah, that's like a 15 or 16,000, something like that
Yeah,
jump from
huge.
one year
and
to
you know,
the next.
the new Elantra that we've got is up 134% from what it sold in previous years.
I was in Pinehurst last week, and I had a rental car, and it was a Hyundai Sonata. And I had a woman at the gas station say to me, "Do you like that car?" And because she says, "I want to get a car, and that car looks the most like a Mercedes, and I can't afford a Mercedes, so I'm thinking of getting that." Do you hear people say that?
Yes, they treated Lexuses on it, and those are the kind of cars it's compared to also. So, you know, that's really phenomenal. You're going to hear probably a lot more because the New York Auto Show is April 22nd, and they're going to be highlighting the new little Accent, which is really our entry-level car. It's going to get over 40 miles a gallon, and I guarantee the style is going to be through the roof.
I'm glad you mentioned that. A small car, entry level, it's going to get over 40 miles to the gallon, which is important now as we get closer and closer to $4 a gallon gas prices. What is a car like that going to cost?
You know, it's probably going to start in the right around 14,000.
Wow.
Something like that. So it's going to be a good price, and you don't have to plug it in, don't have to use electricity. It's actually going to get great mileage, and that depends on your foot too, but it's going to get really good mileage. So we'll see how that goes at the auto show. And right now I'm on my way to the airport because it's actually Hyundai's 25th anniversary of being and building vehicles in the United States. 25 years.
So where will you go?
We're going to Las Vegas.
Oh, good for you. Viva
It's
Las
tough, I know.
Vegas. So to celebrate with Hyundai.
Yes, we're going to celebrate with Hyundai, and we're probably going to see a lot of new products, so I have a lot to talk to you about when we get back.
Oh, terrific. And let me ask you this now. I understand, and the Free Press is reporting this morning, that small cars are going to be in huge demand right now because of the gas prices and because the Japanese car makers, their inventories are going to dwindle to half the expected levels when it comes to smaller vehicles.
Right. We already started seeing that last month. And, of course, the Elantra that gets 40 miles or better, we can't even get enough of them. So I think you're going to see more and more of that. People want to be economical in their vehicles. And these vehicles also have some of the top safety ratings and the best insurance rates because of their safety. So you're not just getting a tiny little box, you're getting something that's safe to drive in with your family.
Yeah, and now, so if you're going to get a small car, and you're going to do it maybe with your tax return, and it sounds like a good time to do it because from what I understand, some of the other companies, Ford in particular, is already raising prices on the vehicles.
Right. Yeah, it's the perfect time. The spring is always the hottest sales season for vehicles. People are getting out of winter. They like to keep their clunkers for the winter and then buy a new car. So, and with taxes, like you said, so it is the right time. And I think one of the big issues that we're going to talk about in the next few days will be inventories, getting us enough cars because they truly can't build them fast enough. They talk about another plant in the United States, but they also get concerned about quality because not only is fuel economy and safety important, but quality is very important to Hyundai. You're going to get a very high-quality vehicle for the low price. Hard to believe.
It is, and then the challenge is coming next, as you say, production, availability of parts, and that sort of thing. And I also understand, too, that Hyundai is becoming keenly aware that it's important that their voice be heard in Washington, D.C., too.
Yes, it is. They really want us to help with that and talk to our congressmen and make sure, you know, we've been trying to get the tariff relief on both sides so we can import and export more from Korea. So they're really working hard on getting that fixed so it doesn't cost much for us to take products there as well as bring them here.
Hyundai directly employs over 4,100 people in the United States. They've invested $1.7 billion in U.S. facilities and now are reaping the rewards of that with a record sales, 61,873 cars. Right. And at the New York show coming up, they're going to unveil a car that gets over 40 miles to the gallon and is going to cost about $12,000. And Cheryl Freeborough is going to get a first peek at that for us. Where will you stay in Las Vegas this week?
We're at Mandalay Bay. That's where all the meetings are. Actually, today I'll be with my brother. He works out there. He works at Bellagio. Sometimes I'll say he's a dealer, and people think he's a car dealer. I don't know, card dealer.
A card dealer, not a car dealer.
Yeah.
Well, good luck in Las Vegas. I'm driving the
Thank
Hyundai
you.
Santa Fe. It's available at Cheryl Freeborough. It's $22,355 in the Blue Book. You can get it for only $18,995. It's a midsize SUV parked right out in front here of our Gillespie Group storefront studio, brought to you by AmericanMetalRoofs.com. If you want this car, this Hyundai Santa Fe that I'm enjoying, it's black and it's a perfect vehicle. Just call Hyundai of Lansing. They'll take it away from me immediately and ship it to you anywhere in the state if you like. So just go to Hyundai of Lansing. Congratulations on the success of Hyundai and the warning that small cars are going to be at a premium very soon. Cheryl Freeborough from Hyundai of Lansing. It's Michael Patrick Shields with my foot on the gas. Good morning, Michigan. A very pleasant Tuesday to you. It's Michael Patrick Shields. UConn is your NCAA basketball champion if you didn't stay up late last night. Newsweek magazine has an issue right now that says on the headline, "How ignorant are you?" Then you turn to page 58, and the headline's even more insulting. It says, "How dumb are we?" How dumb are you? What do you mean by that? Well, Newsweek gave 1,000 Americans the U.S. citizenship test. 38% of us failed. These are not people who want to be citizens. These are people who are citizens. So it says the country's future is imperiled by our ignorance. Ignorant America is the name of the article in Newsweek magazine. So what we don't know, they put 25 questions in here taken from the citizenship test. And what we want to do is ask you this morning to rise to the occasion and answer these questions. The phone number is 888-900-9966. And when you call, we're not going to ask you all 25. We'll just ask you one question. And we'll tell you the percentage of people who got it wrong, got it right. You can use your first name, don't have to use your last name. But ring in, and if you get it right, we'll put you in the hopper to win an energy audit from American Metal Roofs. It's about a $300 value. They'll pop out to your house, tell you maybe where you're losing drafts, and then you can save up to 50% on your energy bills, electricity or air conditioning, heating, that kind of thing. So the number to get in line here, but most importantly, I'm going to send you a copy of my book to invite yourself to the party. 888-900-9966. The lines are open right now. You'll get one question at 888-900-9966. Wherever you are in the state of Michigan, we want to show Newsweek that we're not ignorant, that the dumbing of America is not happening. So here will be your chance. You'll take one question from the citizenship test. 888-900-9966 is the number to call. Let's go down to Augusta, Georgia, where two of the great Michigan golf professionals are having a personal summit meeting, the two of them. Dick Stewart, the longtime head professional at Kalamazoo Country Club. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Michael Patrick. How are you?
Terrific to hear your voice. And Michael Kernicki, who is now at Canterbury Country Club in Cleveland, Ohio, but spent a lot of years in Michigan at Waskewan and Bloomfield Hills and was in Mount Pleasant and Harbor Springs and all over the place. Good morning to you. Michael Kernicki, can you hear me?
You know, Michael Patrick, I think Michael Kernicki's having trouble with his cell coverage down here.
Oh, okay. He's good.
Because we're sitting right next to one another, and he can't hear you.
Nice segue, buddy. You go from ignorant Americans to Tweedledum and Tweedledee down here in Augusta. So.
You two are fabulous. You know how to live, that's for sure. And Dick Stewart, I'm told that you can get a table at a restaurant in Augusta by using your alias. What's your alias there?
Well, Ron Burgundy always works down here, Michael Patrick. So when in doubt, don't use John Smith. Go for Ron Burgundy because he down here is a big deal.
Now, you see that, Michael Kernicki? I'm going to hold Dick Stewart's feet to the fire because I thought his alias was from a certain town in the southern Ohio.
Boulevard E. Levine? No, that was another time.
You see, the thing is, at Augusta National, everybody thinks it's all staid and proper and it's a, all manicured tournament. But what happens off the golf course is a lot of fun because the whole golf world descends on this little sleepy town in the south there called Augusta, Georgia. and they have fun like these guys do, and they're going to have a terrific time. Now, Dick Stewart, a lot of people always ask me, how can I get a ticket to the Masters tournament? Well, the Masters yesterday announced that they're coming into the 21st century, and you're going to be able to register for tickets online now to get into the drawing and the lottery. And they used to say, hey, there's a waiting list, forget about it. But now you can go to masters.org and register for tickets, practice round or regular round. And if you happen to, get lucky enough to get a ticket, they'll let you know by email. But short of that, if you want to get in the car right now and drive to Augusta and you want to get yourself a ticket to a practice round, where is the secret spot?
The secret spot is right at I-20 and Washington Road at the Krispy Kreme restaurant right there. And you go out there with a cup of coffee and hold out a couple of fingers, and sure enough, you're going to be ticketed up very soon.
Krispy Kreme on Washington Road there. And if you get there early in the morning, have yourself a cup of coffee, be patient. And do you have to pull in there only when the Hot Now sign is on? Because that's the best time,
Well,
isn't it?
that's the tough part.
Well,
when the Hot Now sign comes on, it wrecks your roadside presence.
Now, it was...
Because they're not going to see you with your fingers up inside because they'll be giving you 2 donuts.
That's right, one for each finger.
You got that right. But you better bring cash because, all this is well and good. You may get a ticket, but it's going to cost you dearly.
Yeah.
The practice round tickets for today, I think somebody was offering last night, or somebody had some tickets last night, still wanted $700 a pop for them.
$700 to go to the practice round. Wow.
Hey, listen, the hotel we're staying in, which is the Hilton Garden Inn, nothing against Hiltons, they're very nice hotels. We're here, the room is courtesy of Club Car, an old friend of mine with Club Car, because we couldn't find a room at this last minute. And, it's $300 a night we're paying for this room. And while we're standing there checking in yesterday, a guy comes in and says, you got an extra room? He says, you know what? I don't have an extra room the whole week except for tonight. I've got one room left. And he says, how much? $575.
Holy Toledo, $575. Yeah, and I'm sure in August, I heard Tim Stout say that he booked a hotel and it was very expensive and something like $450 a night, and then he went online just to see what it would cost in August, and it was $70 a night. It's a steep ticket.
Yeah, and you know what? All these hotels, that have breakfast in the morning for their lodgers, if you will, not during Masters Week, $10.95.
Isn't that something? Well,
this 1 week supports the entire economy of Augusta for the whole year. So,
I was lucky enough to stay with you fellows in a rented home, not a flea bag hotel, for $450 a few years ago, and there was a very interesting wake-up call that I hadn't anticipated about 7 o'clock in the morning. Do you remember that?
I do.
Yes,
There's my good friend right here.
Could you describe the scene? What happened?
Well, let me describe it to you. And back in the day, matter of fact, back in the day when Gene Sarazen won the Masters, way back when, obviously no television, no radio. The guys were out on the golf course, and they had runners. They would have runners that would run from different holes back to the clubhouse and report what players were doing. Well, the infamous shot goes back in one of the greatest shots in history of the Masters. Gene Sarazen holed his forward for a 2 on the 15th hole, a double eagle. So the young man ran all the way up the hill back to the clubhouse and said,
Mr. Gene done made a 2 on 15. Mr. Gene done made a 2 on 15.
They said, you're crazy, you young man. You're crazy. Go back there and get, he must have made an eagle 3. Nobody can make a 2. And he says, Mr. Gene done made a 2 on 15. So this is what you can wake up to when you're in Augusta, because the house we stayed in that night, or that week, I should say, the young man that lived in that house had a microphone and drum set and everything else, and so my boy Dick here woke the house up to Mr. Gene's chant.
Running around in his silk boxers, too, up and down the stairs and everything else, because everybody gets excited. And we were excited that day, and the truth of the matter is, when we turned on the television, it had been raining like crazy the day before. And there was so much water on the golf course that the crawl on the bottom of the screen said there will be no golf today. The course is closed. And at first we were disappointed because we thought we're not going to go see any golf. And then we realized that means a whole town of people in the golf business with nothing to do but get out and have some merriment. So we went to the Partridge Inn and all the other spots there, the French Market, French Laundry, whatever it is, and just had a big tailgate without a football game.
We had a great time. Now, I would tell you this. it was so stormy here last night that, and the winds are still blowing like crazy. There is so much stuff down at Augusta right now from last night's storms. I have no idea when they're going to open up here this morning.
Wow.
Not that we're going for a quick Bloody Mary right now at 7 a.m., but it's still blowing, and it is supposed to clear up, but it was a pretty rough night. No planes got in last night. Nothing happened here last night except for one big giant storm. So we got a morning here of cleanup at Augusta, but the rest of the week's supposed to be great.
Well, I know that Bob Roskam from Grand Rapids is bringing his private plane today. He's picking up Ben Wright and bringing him back to Augusta for the first time since 1995. He's going to Frank Chirkinian's memorial service tonight, which is going to be at Westlake Country Club. And so hopefully his plane can get in and out of there. And hopefully you guys will, I know you'll have a good time. Sounds like you already are. And enjoy the tournament, as they say, there at Augusta National. And just remember, I thought the alias that gets you a table was Big Dick Daddy from Cincinnati. Isn't that the truth?
Well, Big Dick Daddy from Cincinnati is down here also.
Oh, he's a high roller, isn't he?
That's right. He certainly is.
Dick Stewart, the Kalamazoo Country Club professional, and Michael Koernke, running buddies from way back, are at it again. Abbott and Costello, I don't know which is which, but they're going to have a great time there. It's like Hogan and Snead. Maybe we'll put it that way. Congratulations, guys. Have fun in Augusta.
Thank you, Michael.
Hey, you know what? It's just like that old Michigan. You can't have one without the other.
That's right.
It's the war chant or temptation.
We love you both here in Michigan, and we'll see you back soon. That's Michael Koernke and Dick Stewart. Now, let me just tell you this. The quiz is starting in 4 minutes. If you want in, 888-900-9966. There are lines open. We're going to start it in 4 minutes. 888-900-9966. It's Michael Patrick Shields. All right, so Newsweek magazine's title, How Ignorant Are You? That's on the front cover. And then when you open up to the article, it says, How Dumb Are We? Newsweek gave 1,000 Americans the citizenship test for the United States. 38% of people failed, and it says this country's future is imperiled by our ignorance. What we don't know. Do you really believe that? Are we ignorant about the United States of America? So they put 25 questions in here, 25 questions from the citizenship test. I'm going to give you a shot right now to answer one of these questions. 888-900-9966 is the number to call. Stand up for us and show Newsweek magazine we're not ignorant after all. So if you call that number, I'm not going to give you the whole test. You'll get one question. If you get it right, we'll put you in the hopper to win a free energy audit valued at $300 from American Metal Roofs, and also a copy of my book, Invite Yourself to the Party. 888-900-9966. That's 888-900-9966. The energy audit takes about an hour and a half, and it can save you up to 50% on your heating and cooling bills. That's what you'll win if you want it. Otherwise, you get a copy of the book, Invite Yourself to the Party. You can have them both if you get one question right, and we pull you from the 25. 888-900-9966. Okay. These are from the actual citizenship test. Let us start with Amanda Wall, the producer of the program, The Iron Fist and the Velvet Glove. We're going to give you a question. And by the way, don't be embarrassed. I'll tell you, I took the whole test, and I got 19 of 25 correct. Is that a passing grade? I don't know. But only 38% of people who took the citizenship test in its entirety passed. Only 38%. 888-900-9966. We'll give Amanda Wall question number 1. Are you ready?
Yes, I guess.
You're going to have to show Newsweek magazine
Oh, God.
that we're not ignorant.
Okay.
Question number 1. When was the Declaration of Independence adopted?
1776.
1776, ostensibly on what date of the year?
July 4th.
You're absolutely right. July 4th, 1776, and 67% of people who were asked that question were correct on that one. Very good. So we got that one right. There, we're 1-0 right now. Rise up to the occasion with us at 888-900-9966. We want to let Newsweek magazine know we're not ignorant. We're not dumb, as the assertion on the magazine says. Question number 2. We'll go to Rachel Chavez, our production assistant from Grand Rapids. She's a student at Michigan State University. You ready for your question?
Let's bring it on.
Are you big on history and civics and that sort of thing?
I've taken a couple classes. Well, I took AP Gov in high school, so
Okay.
let's see how much I learned.
What happened at the Constitutional Convention?
Well, I would assume they wrote the Constitution.
They did indeed. You're absolutely right. 2 correct answers. They wrote and you know what? Only 35% of people got that question accurate. You're in the minority there.
I'm thinking too hard.
We're 2-0 now on this quiz. We're not ignorant. I knew this would happen. We have smart listeners at 888-900-9966, 888-900-9966. We throw the ball now to our audio director, Tony Cuthbert. Now, Tony Cuthbert is, how old are you, Tony?
25.
All right, he's 25, and admittedly not quite a history buff, that sort of thing, right?
Probably not so much.
Here's your question.
Especially today.
Oh, because you're on the spot. You're lowering expectations. That's what you're doing. All right, here's the next question. Who did the United States fight in the Second World War?
Well, let's go with,
No cheating, no Googling.
how about Italy,
Yes?
Japan,
Yes?
and Germany.
That's the easy one. Yeah, you got that one right, too. 60% of people asked that question, got it right. So, see, we're 3-0 now. And remember, only 38% of the people passed this test given by Newsweek magazine. Paula in Lansing, you're in the air at 888-900-9966. Good morning to you. Paula, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Do you think that Americans are ignorant and dumb about their own country?
Not all of us.
Yeah, well, that's what this is. 38% of the people passed this test, and Newsweek is saying we're dumb and we're ignorant, and the future of the country is in trouble.
I hear you.
Well, I'll give
that doesn't sound real good, you know.
No, but do you want you ready for your next question?
I'm ready for a question.
All right, and if you get it right, we're going to put you in the hopper. You'll win a copy of Invite Yourself to the Party, and you'll a chance to get a free energy audit valued at $300 from American Metal Roofs.
Okay.
When must all men register for selective service? And by when, they mean what age?
18.
18 is absolutely correct. You've got it. Now, 83% of people got that question right. So you did very, very well. And you're in the hopper now. See, now we have congratulations. We haven't had a wrong answer yet. And Newsweek magazine is saying that we're dumb and we're ignorant. We're showing them. Paula is in the hopper, and we'll just get her phone number there from Tony Cuthbert off the air. 888-900-9966 if you want to stand up and be proud of the United States and show Newsweek that you know a little something about this country. 888-900-9966. The phone lines are open, and you could win a copy of Invite Yourself to the Party and a free energy audit from AmericanMetalRoofs.com. You can find them at 877-569-4700 or AmericanMetalRoofs.com. Ted is in East Lansing. Good morning, Ted.
Good morning, Kevin. Try to keep it going here.
Yeah, we're going to try to keep it. Now, there's pressure because no one has been wrong yet during any of these questions. I'm not putting the pressure on you, but you rang in at 888-900-9966. You're ready to go.
Okay, I'm ready.
Here's your question. During the Cold War, what was the main concern of the United States?
Nuclear weapons.
Absolutely right. 73%. No, only 27% of people got that one right. But it was communism.
Good deal.
Yeah, communism and nuclear weapons, and we almost had a nuclear war with the Cuban Missile Crisis and all the rest. So, Ted,
I get to keep my citizenship for another week, huh?
you get to stay an American for Congratulations for ringing in, and we'll put you in the hopper at 888-900-9966. So far we have nothing but correct answers, and the assertion from Newsweek magazine that we're ignorant and that we're dumb is wrong, because we've got intelligent listeners at 888-900-9966. We go to Battle Creek now, where Ron is in the air with us. Good morning, Ron.
Good morning.
You ready for your question?
I hope so.
Yeah, 38% of people couldn't. Only 38% of people failed this test. So you're going to have a shot at this here. You ready? What did Susan B. Anthony do?
Susan B. Anthony. Let's see. That was a Okay, that was an African American civil rights leader, or actually what do you call it there?
I know the word you're looking for. You're looking for suffrage, aren't you?
Yes.
She fought for women's rights and for civil rights. You're absolutely right, Susan B. Anthony. And only 41% of people got that question right. But Ron in Battle Creek, you did it. So once again, another accurate answer, and we will put you in the hopper. Congratulations.
Excellent. Thank you much.
Good to have you, a citizen of Michigan and a citizen of the United States of America. The phone number, 888-900-9966. If you want in here, there are lines open right now if you want to take one of these questions from the citizen test. Doug in East Lansing, you are in the air. Good morning to you.
Good morning. I'll try not to break your winning streak here.
Isn't it something? I thought that we would hold true to the statistic of Newsweek magazine that says we're dumb and we're ignorant, but not so. Every single person has got the question accurate. So here is your chance, and here is your question. Who is in charge of the executive branch?
President Obama currently.
Absolutely right. The president is in charge of the executive branch. 73% of people got that one correct. And so did Doug in East Lansing. And you kept the streak alive. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Hold on the line there, and we will take your telephone number. 888-900-9966. 888-900-9966. We haven't known what's been wrong yet in this citizenship test. We're going to have to call Newsweek and say we have the smartest listeners who are paying attention to what goes on in the world. Christine in Jackson, Michigan, ringing in at 888-900-9966. Good morning to you. Christine, you're ready for your citizenship test question?
I am.
All right, here we go. We elect a United States Senator for how many years? In other words, if you win and you become the United States Senator, like Debbie Stabenow or Carl Levin, you go to Washington, represent Michigan, how many years is your term?
Let me think about that for a second.
Yep, the U.S. Senator. There are two from each state, only 100 senators.
I'm tossed between, I want to say 6 years.
6 years is absolutely right. The streak is still alive. So Carl Levin and Debbie Stabenow, she's up for re-election, but she's had 2 terms now. That means she would have been in office for 12 years. And so you have kept the streak alive, Christine. We're very proud of you. Say hi to everyone in Jackson, will you?
Hello, everyone.
Hold the line there. You're going to have a chance to win an energy audit from American Metal Roofs and possibly a copy of my book, Invite Yourself to the Party, which you can find at inviteyourselftotheparty.com. So far, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in a row out of the 25 questions in this quiz accurate. That's pretty good. 888-900-9966 is the number to call. That's 888-900-9966. And I think so far we are showing Newsweek magazine that we're not ignorant. The question on top of the page, how ignorant are you? And then you turn inside and it says, how dumb are we? Newsweek gave 1,000 Americans the citizenship test and 38% failed. What we don't know, it says. And it says that the country's future is imperiled by our ignorance. Maybe not so. So you want to answer one of these questions? 888-900-9966 is the number to call. 888-900-9966. So far we have 8 in a row accurate. You don't have to give your last name or anything like that. We're not out to embarrass anyone, but it's not embarrassing. So far we got them all accurate. 35 minutes after the hour, it's Michael Patrick Shields, heard all across the state of Michigan. Your calls will continue next at 888-900-9966. Back in a flash. Okay, UConn is your NCAA champion if you didn't stay up late last night. Right now, we're answering Newsweek magazine's question, how ignorant are you? We take issue with the question, of course, but the latest issue right across the top of the front cover says, how ignorant are you? And the question is, problem is they gave the U.S. citizenship test to 1,000 Americans, and 38% failed. These aren't people who wanted to be citizens. These are citizens. 38% failed. And the question is, they put in there when you get to the article, ignorant America, how dumb are we? And it says that the country's future is imperiled by our ignorance. So they put 25 questions in the magazine. We've been asking you this morning to call and answer the questions because we know we're not ignorant. And so far, given the test, we've had exactly 8 correct answers. Nobody has gotten it wrong. So the phone lines are open right now. You get one question, 888-900-9966, 888-900-9966. We're not going to try to embarrass you. We can just use your first name. And if you get your question right, we'll put you in the hopper to win a free energy audit from American Metal Roofs. That's valued at $300. And a copy of my book, Invite Yourself to the Party. 888-900-9966 as we continue. We'll get through all 25 questions, but so far we are 8-0 at proving Newsweek wrong. Andy Hetzel is with us from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. He's the Vice President of Corporate Communications for the Blues. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Michael. I'm afraid you're going to throw me a quiz this morning.
Not the quiz, just a question. I'm going to give you one question here. This is from the citizenship test that Newsweek magazine gave 1,000 Americans, okay? Here's your question. What is the name of the Vice President of the United States right now?
Joseph Biden.
Got it right. 71%.
He's a graduate of Syracuse University's law school, so I'm doubly proud.
All right. He's a Orangeman. 71% of the people got that question correct, and now we have a 9-0 start on our test. You at the Blues actually have recently engineered a contest of your own, the Blues Community Challenge. It wrapped up on April 2nd. What was that all about?
We had a number of local communities competing against each other in mid-Michigan, and they've done this for a number of years, Michael Patrick. And what they do is they come together and they try to exercise and lose as much weight as possible and really set an example for people in mid-Michigan to get out at this time of the year now that the weather's warming up and exercise. And it's fun. It's a fun activity, and we had great participation this year. So we thank everybody who participated in, I think there were 8 or 9 communities across mid-Michigan that joined us.
You can go to healthiermichigan.org for more of the details, the community challenge. So there were no winners and losers. If you got out and participated, you were a winner, huh?
There are no losers when you get out and exercise and you have a good time and you meet people that you haven't met before in doing it. So it's a fantastic activity that Blue Cross sponsors every year in mid-Michigan, and we're happy to have the participation we did this time around.
1,700 active participants walked over 106,000 miles, which is like running 4,000 marathons. And, nobody's asking you to go out and walk 106,000 miles. If you can just do a little bit every day, you start to enjoy it. You start to really almost get hooked on it to the point where if you don't get your walk in, you feel a little cheated. Isn't that pretty much what happens?
Yeah, it is. And, one of the things I wanted to bring up this week, Michael, in our talk was it's Public Health Week this week. And speak of being ignorant. Around this time of the year, a lot of people get out there and they start doing chores around the house. And unintentional injuries, such as, falling off of ladders and, falling off your bicycle, they rank among the top 10 causes of death for people who are under age 44 every year in the United States. And they cost about $69 billion a year to treat in the healthcare system. So this week, Blue Cross wants to remind people that they get out with their families and, ride bikes around to, get some helmets on the kids. As they get up on ladders and check out the roof damage from the winter, just make sure that the ladder is stable, that you're out there with somebody. Do the common sense things to avoid injury, because it's very important not only for your safety, but for cost in the healthcare system.
Sometimes we get caught up in rushing around trying to get things done. You got a cell phone in one ear and a ladder in the other, and the combination isn't pretty good. Take your time and be careful. When Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan cares about our residents and members here in the state of Michigan. Thank you very much, and travel safely.
Thank you, Michael.
Andy Hetzel, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. George in Battle Creek at 888-900-9966 is ready to take the citizenship test. At least one question. Good morning, George.
Good morning. I think I'm ready. I hope I don't break your streak. I just wanted to say that the reason that you're 8 for 8 or 9 for 9 is that your listeners are well above the average intelligence of the American people.
Well, thank you very much. That means they're smarter than the host. I'm sure of that.
I'm not going to say that.
Here's your question.
Okay.
What ocean is on the west coast of the United States?
The West Coast Ocean, far left would be Pacific.
Pacific Ocean, absolutely correct. We're now 10 for 10 on Newsweek's 25 questions. And congratulations. Thank you, George, for ringing in. And we'll see you over there in Battle Creek Firekeepers one of these days.
Thank you, Michael Patrick.
Stand by, George, and we'll get your name. 888-90, your number, 888-900-9966 is the number to call. 10 for 10 in telling Newsweek we're not ignorant and we're not dumb. 888-900-9966. As soon as we get back from this short break, Amy in Okemos will be up first. She will have her chance now to answer the questions from Newsweek magazine, the citizenship test. 888-900-9966.
Brain a reelin' when I'm listening to.
10 minutes before the hour, we continue to answer Newsweek's claim, how ignorant are we? So far, not ignorant at all. We have, what do we have, 10? 11 in a row? 10 for 10 in the citizenship test that they gave 1,000 Americans, saying, how dumb are we? 38% of Americans failed the citizenship test. I'm not talking about people who wanted to be citizens. I'm talking about citizens. 38% failed. Not us, though. 888-900-9966 is the number to call if you want to answer one of these questions for us. If you get the question right, we put you in the hopper. You could win an energy audit from American Metal Roofs at AmericanMetalRoofs.com. That's valued at $300, and we'll send a copy of my book, Invite Yourself to the Party, at the drawing at the end of the show. 888-900-9966. There are phone lines open right now wherever you happen to be listening or watching. Amy is in Okemos. Good morning, and thanks for ringing in.
Hello.
Amy, how are you?
Fine. How are you guys?
Good. Are you a student of history and government and civics and that sort of thing, or just an average American who wants to tell Newsweek to shove it?
No, I have studied history, and my whole family has, and everything else with degrees in it.
Okay, then I'm going to give you one of these questions here. We are 10 for 10 so far. There are 25 questions we're making our way through. Here is your question. If both the president and the vice president can no longer serve, who moves up to become the president?
Rosa Parker's that lives at Carriage Lane that thinks she can claim other people's Social Security numbers.
What are you talking about? All right. President and vice president can no longer serve. Who's next in line to be the president if there was a disaster like that, or if they had to leave office?
Oh, my God. So it would be in the House of Senate. So it would be... I can't stop laughing now.
Have you drawn a blank?
Oh, God. Yeah.
President can't serve, vice president can't serve. Who would then be the leader of America?
Hopefully not Rosa Parker's here.
Well, I don't want to give any clues.
I know, I don't want them either.
3 seconds.
Chamber of Commerce.
It's sort of. I'll give that question to the next. Should I give it over? Bounce it over to Amanda to see if she can save you. Amanda Wall, producer of the show. If the president and the vice president can't serve, who do they?
Speaker of the House.
Speaker of the House is absolutely right, and 58% of the people got that question correct. If there was some reason that the president couldn't serve and the vice president couldn't serve, then the Speaker of the House would become president of the United States, not the Chamber of Commerce. She would have got there eventually, Amy, I'm sure. 888-900-9966 is the number to call. 888-900-9966 if you want to answer one of these trivia questions. It's not even trivia. It's our life. It's a citizenship test. You know, like if you gave you this test and you failed, maybe you shouldn't be a citizen anymore. I don't know, because I gave it to 1,000 Americans, and 38% failed. 888-900-9966. If you weren't up late last night watching the NCAA tournament, the last seconds ticked off the clock there in Houston, in the game between UConn and Butler, here's what happened. The last shot of the game and the victory call.
UConn's celebration begins. Jeremy Lamb, UConn, and the Huskies are the national champions. Houston's champion is also Connecticut's champion. The UConn Huskies are the top dog in the 2011 Final Four.
Yeah, most people are saying it was a dog of a game between the Bulldogs and the Huskies, but Connecticut celebrating its third men's basketball national championship. And Butler now 2 times in a row in the final game. They're becoming the Buffalo Bills of the NCAA tournament. 888-900-90. By the way, the rankings are out already. Can you believe it? The preseason rankings for next year. Michigan is number 9, Connecticut number 10, and Butler is down there. What are they, 24? No sign of the Spartans on that preseason list. 888-900-9966 is the number to call if you want to win an American Metal Roofs energy audit. It's valued at $300. They'll come out for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and they'll tell you where you're losing all your draft and your wind, and so maybe save you 50%. They did it at my house, 50% on your heating and cooling bills, and send you a copy of my book, Invite Yourself to the Party. If you get that question right, we'll put you in the hopper for that. And Randy is ringing in from Ovid. Good morning to you, Randy.
Good morning.
You're not ignorant. You're not dumb, right?
I hope not.
Here's your chance to tell Newsweek that you're not, okay? We'll give you the question here. How about this one? What did Martin Luther King Jr. do?
He was a civil rights leader.
Absolutely right. You got it right. Civil rights leader. 77% of people who were asked that question got it right, and so too did you, Randy. Congratulations. Kathy in Lansing, you're not dumb or ignorant. You ready for your question?
Oh, I hope so.
Here we go. What territory did the U.S. buy from France in 1803?
Was it Louisiana?
Absolutely right. Look at that. We have the smartest listeners in the United States of America, totally bucking the trend at Newsweek magazine. What is that, 13 in a row, something like that? Beautiful. Television viewers, thanks for being with us. Radio listeners, stay tuned. There's another hour of this on a radio station near you. It's Michael Patrick Shields.